How's it going, troops? Jordan here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my first impressions of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So we're going to be running through all three modes, that being campaign, multiplayer and extra survival, and I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions on each of these three modes. So let's start off with the campaign. So I've actually managed to complete the campaign, and I have to say it is fantastic. It had a great storyline, and I don't know what it was, but I think it's just the fact that it had different types and different styles and missions. Overall, the campaign has to be one of the best Call of Duty campaigns to date in some years. Let's see, Modern Warfare 2, for example. Fantastic campaign Modern Warfare 2 had. I'd say Advanced Warfare is on par with Modern Warfare 2's campaign. It was absolutely cool. There were some things where I went, whoa, you know, like I wasn't expecting that. And there was some plot twists that made me go, okay, you know, so it was pretty cool. The ending of the campaign, I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending was okay-ish. I felt it was a little bit more predictable and a little bit saddened, but overall it was a fantastic campaign. The graphics were great. The pre-rendered cutscenes were also fantastic. Stealth missions, there were about 3 or 4 stealth missions in that game. I loved it. There was one where you literally had to hide through the bushes and you was part of a sentinel team, and you literally had to like get I think you had to like collect something or plant something, and then you had to get out of there whilst being undetected by drones, by enemy soldiers and by civilians. So it was pretty cool indeed. My favourite part of the campaign had to be when you were on this search and rescue mission, where you had to infiltrate a house, rescue the president, and then you had to get to the pickup point and get out of there ASAP, only for you to find out that the entire mission was actually a simulator, and in fact you were actually in one of Atlas's simulating arenas. And that's when you start to, get more used to your prosthetic arm. Sorry guys, spoilers there, but it's not much of a spoiler. But yeah, it was pretty cool indeed. It definitely shocked me and made me go, whoa. You know, I wasn't exactly expecting that. So props to Sledgehammer, whoever came up with that idea. That was bloody brilliant. I have to say, that was quite cool. Another thing I want to say is that there was a kind of let me try and put this. There was kind of a cliffhanger at the end of the campaign. I'm not gonna like spoil it, but there was some kind of cliffhanger that could tease the possibility of an Advanced Warfare 2. Now, Glenn Schofield did say that they wanted to kind of leave the campaign, or the end of the campaign, a little bit open. That way, if they wanted to explore a sequel to Advanced Warfare, then they could. And I think there is going to be a sequel. I can definitely see there could be a sequel. I'm not going to exactly say what happened at the end, but there was something that made you go, yep, this is a cliffhanger, there's going to be another Advanced Warfare. So that's campaign. Overall fantastic, loved the storyline, and just generally very fun indeed. Moving on to multiplayer now, one thing I will say is that the fun factor is back in Call of Duty. I'm having so much fun in Advanced Warfare, way more fun than having Ghosts. I think the whole exo movements and the fact that the game just feels so great, and you know, it just looks great. I think that's the reason why it makes me go, yep, this is great. I'm having fun. I'm not going over serious, or you know, I'm taking it to heart. It's just fun. There's no way of explaining it unless you play it yourself. It's just fun. One thing I will say though, now this is a major drawback to the game, is lag. For some reason, there is a massive lag issue in Advanced Warfare. I really have no idea what is going on with the servers. One minute I'm on a red bar, the next minute I'm on a 2 bar. And if you saw my first Advanced Warfare match in a free-for-all live com, you could see that I was on a 1 bar and I was going, you know, like what the hell was happening, you know. And it's not just me; everyone else is lagging. I don't really understand it. I don't feel like I'm lagging a lot, but you know, according to the ping bars, it says that I'm on red bar, so I should be lagging. I don't know whether there's just some inconsistencies with the ping bars or something. I really have no idea, but for some reason there is some kind of lag in the game, and you know, I just really don't know what's going on, and hopefully it'll get fixed over time. You know, it is launch week after all, so you know, no wonder why there were issues at the start of launch week. Hopefully they'll get fixed pretty soon. And also we were told that there are going to be support for dedicated servers for Advanced Warfare, and my guess that's going to be coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, so hopefully we'll be seeing those roll out pretty soon. Otherwise, you know, that's going to be a bit of backlash from the community, because you know, we'll be accusing the developers of lying to us, You know, like we said with Ghosts, or oh, Infinity Ward promised dedicated servers. Oh, this is bull crap. You know, so hopefully they'll roll out those dedicated the dedicated servers soon. Another thing I want to say is the spawns. Now the spawns to me, they feel like Black Ops 2 spawns. They're definitely better than Ghosts, but they're not exactly the best. And there is still some kind of issue with the spawning. I don't really think there is a problem with the algorithm, with the spawn algorithm. I don't think there's a problem with it. I think it's just the fact that because people are boost jumping and dashing around, that it might make you feel like you're spawning near enemies, because the whole game is like tuned up a bit faster. So maybe that could be the reason. I've noticed a few times where I've spawned quite near enemies. But most of the time the spawning for me has been pretty decent. It's not been the worst, but it's not been the best. So that's the only reason. That's the only thing I can really describe it as. Another thing I want to say is the BAL 27, or as people like to call Advanced Warfare, being balanced. It seems to be deemed as overpowered by the community. I think the BAL 27 is a really good weapon to use, but I wouldn't say it's overpowered. I say it's more overused than overpowered. But that's just my opinion. Next up is that all the SMGs, maybe barring the KF5, definitely need a buff. The SMGs in Advanced Warfare are extremely weak, and the game is mainly focused around medium engagements. Normally it'd be about close to medium engagements, but for some reason it's mainly medium engagements, and the assault rifles seem to do the job, hence why they are more dominant in this game than SMGs. So I would like to see all the SMGs get a damage buff somewhere along the line. It'd be nice to try out the SMGs after the buff and see how good they are then. Now this is an individual weapon that I'm just going to point out, because I did try it out today and I found out how crap it was, and that was, I think it's called the EPM3. I may be mistaken. It's a semi-automatic directed energy weapon that's found in the heavy weapons category. But basically, in one of the trailers we got to see this weapon in use, and it appeared to be a one-hit kill, and everyone's like, oh well, this could be overpowered. It turns out it's not overpowered. In fact, it's extremely underpowered. I get hit markers for days, and out of a match, about 16 deaths and only 2 kills from this weapon. It's pretty crap, and I would like to see the EPM3, or at least I think that's what it's called. I'd like to see that get buffed as well. Make it at least maybe a 2 to 3 hit kill rather than about a 4 to 5 that I'm experiencing. But overall, the rest of the weapons are pretty good. AK-12 needs to have a bit of recoil because it's literally a laser beam, and with the high damage output, it's pretty much unstoppable. And it's just sometimes can be annoying to get killed by a guy with an AK-12. Moving on to score streaks. All score streaks are very cool. I like them. I think they're all very good, and I think they're all balanced. My only issue with the score streaks, though, is that the score requirement to acquire your score streaks need to be reduced. Literally, hardly anyone can get their score streaks. I feel like the game is too fast paced to the point where, like, literally UAV is about the only thing you're gonna get. I mean, I literally cannot get a paladin or a warbird unless I have a care package, and I managed to get one lucky enough to get one in the care package. So I feel like, yeah, the score requirements do need to be reduced down to a certain degree, just for the fact that it will allow us to easily, or well, not easily, but more easily try to acquire these score streaks. Perks, tier 1, I feel it's either lightweight or low profile, or you can use both with the perk 1 greed wildcard. The rest of them aren't really much usable right now. Flat jacket is useful, kind of, especially if you're playing like hardpoint or momentum, but generally everyone's running with lightweight and low profile, and low profile mainly because everyone's using UAVs, because like I said, no one can really get their score streaks because it feels like the score streak requirements are just too high to acquire. Tier 2, I feel like the only useful perk in that is peripherals. The rest are pretty much useless. Maybe fast hands could be useful, only if you like using like a heavy weapon or a sniper, but yeah, peripherals is basically the perk that you want to use in tier 2. And tier 3, I feel like all of the perks in tier 3 are quite balanced. You either got scavenger, or you can choose toughness, you can choose blast suppressor, you can choose hardline or hardwide. I feel like they are all balanced. So tier 3, completely fine. Tier 1, you need to make some kind of uses for the other perks, and tier 2, it's either peripherals, and that's basically it. The rest are just pretty much useless. That's all I got to say on the perks at this time. The Atlas 45 pistol needs to have a buff. Again, I'm having too many hit markers and I'm not enjoying it. I like the fact I've got the Atlas camo on it because obviously I've got the Atlas Pro Edition, but it's just too weak. It needs to be buffed slightly to at least make it feel like I'm actually getting kills rather than hit markers for days. It's just, oh, it's annoying. Talk about annoying. This one is bloody annoying. System hack. This is a score streak that basically acts similar to an EMP, except it doesn't really make your screen fuzzy. It makes your HUD red, and then every time you spawn in, basically you get this massive skull in the center of your screen for about 2 or 3 seconds. And it's just annoying because when I see an enemy and I want to aim at them, and I see this skull on my screen, I can't aim and I get killed. And then I see it again because I've just spawned, and then I probably get killed again. And it's absolutely annoying. And I feel like the system hack needs to be put a bit higher up in order for you to acquire it, because it's just too easy and too annoying to come across. Character customization in the game is pretty nice. I say it's much better than Ghosts in terms of the differences. I'm basically rocking like yellow gloves, yellow boots, and my advanced arsenal exosuit at the moment, so that's pretty nice. Some of the weapons also remind me of Titanfall. The main one would be the AMR-9, I think it's called. That weapon definitely reminds me of an SMG from Titanfall. Not saying that they're copying, but I'm just saying they're more, I feel like, it's on the borderlines of being Titanfall-esque. And I'd rather they try and stick a bit more to reality rather than far future on that front. But that's just in terms of design. That's not really something to be bothered about. That's just my opinion. All the maps, I love all the maps. I don't even think I played on Horizon yet, but all the maps anyway are very good. Apart from Defender, Detroit, and Solar, those maps are just they're not my maps. Especially Detroit. Detroit is just. Oh, it's either I have a good team and I do well, or I have crap teammates and I absolutely get wrecked, basically. Defender I do okay on. Solo I do under average, so they're not my maps, so that's why I say that I don't really like those maps. The map design in Advanced Warfare is basically a similar mix of Call of Duty 4 maps and Black Ops 2 maps, so pretty decent, very medium sized. Some of them are a little bit more big to medium, but that's fine with the exoskeleton suits and the fast movement. But yeah, overall the multiplayer is very fun, and I just want to say, good job on Sledgehammer's front. Just sort the lag out, try and see if you can make the spawns a bit better, do a bit of balancing tweaks here and there, and then boom, you've got a fantastic multiplayer to last us out throughout the year. And finally, moving on to Exo Survival. Now, I've not played too much of it. I've literally started playing it today, and I played a few rounds. And I can honestly say Exo Survival is it's similar to MW3 Survival, but it feels different. Obviously with it being based off the MW3 Survival model, obviously that's why it probably feels similar. But I don't know, it feels different. It feels hard to play as well. I feel like the enemies have smarter intelligence. So I literally I don't even think I've got past wave 10 yet, because I feel like I'm literally getting absolutely destroyed by the AI. Either that or I've got crap teammates, that I'm playing online with. But I feel like it's something new to try out. So definitely give it a go. But I just find it a little bit difficult from time to time. Obviously maybe I'm just the fact that I've not played it in some time. Obviously with MW3 Survival, I did play a lot of Modern Warfare 3 Survival. I will point it out, but it's just my opinion at the end of the day. You might find it easy or boring. I just find it a bit hard. I find it fun as well. I feel it is fun to play, but it's like MW3 Survival. Sometimes it can just get repetitive and boring, and you just want to go, I want to play multiplayer. So that's basically what basically boils down to. But yeah, that's all the 3 modes that I've covered. So overall, the game is fun to play, and it's definitely not boring like Ghost was. I could definitely say that. Apparently, according to Sledgehammer, they have said that they are making room for patches and fixes already. They're saying that they're being worked on. So we should be seeing some kind of patch sometime next week. My guess would be on Monday. I don't know why. I think it's just the start of the week, so maybe that's when we're going to get the patch. So I just thought I'd point that out, that there are fixes being put in place, and it's all being based off fan feedback. And also, last note, it's nothing really to do with this first impressions video, but Starting right now and throughout this weekend, it is double XP weekend. Obviously with it being launch week, they want to celebrate it, so more double XP. I don't think I will bother prestiging this year. Just the fact that I've got a lot of things on in both real life and obviously with my channel. So I don't think I will bother prestiging, but you know, the double XP is nice for anyone who wants to get to the higher prestiges. So yeah, I just thought I'd inform you guys on that front. So if you enjoyed this first impressions video, then give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it a lot. And also share the video around with your friends, just let them know what my first impressions are with Advanced Warfare now that it's been out for not exactly a week, but not far from being a week. So until the next video, I thank you for watching, stay true to my troops, and I'll see you in game.